excited to walk you through everything here that we have today. But before we do that, I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the millions of teachers that are really kicking off this back to school with Kahoot. Like the team, for example, at Harris Elementary, Hannah, any relation, that are starting off the year right by doing some professional development together and some team building. Great job, guys, looking good. Or how about the folks at BSB who are engaging their grade 3 students with their parents with the scavenger hunts and Kahoot. So that looks like a heck of a lot of fun. Or else, how about art educator Mrs. Hartman that's trying out the new chill art game mode with her kids? Super engaging and probably informative as well. So that's great. And what about the full districts that are playing Kahoot together? I predict an awesome year ahead for all students and educators at Jackson County, a school district in Mississippi. So big shout out to you guys. And as I like to say, the districts that play Kahoot together work well together. So that's really great to see. So thanks everybody once again for choosing Kahoot this back to school and hopefully this entire school year. And for the 8 million teachers and their students that are using Kahoot, really Kahoot is famous. I think it's okay to say that it's famous for engagement. But I'm here to tell you that it's actually more than just engagement. Kahoot is helping, supporting student motivation, participation, attendance, really helps improve the classroom dynamics, attitudes, and of course, most importantly, the learning performance. And thankfully, we're not the only ones saying this stuff. Just before the summer, we received the ISTE seal and the Common Sense selection for learning. So thank you, ISTE and Common Sense, for your ongoing support. So this presentation, you'll learn what we have, of course, in store for you guys for this back to school. And that goes for admins and leaders, educators and students. Normally we start off with teachers and then go to admins at the end, but now we're going to flip things around just for fun today to keep you on your toes. And then hopefully, what I hope from this session is that you leave with some insights and some inspiration on how you believe that Kahoot can help you achieve awesome classroom results. So keep that in mind as we run through this. And just a pro tip, I know the team will be dropping links into the chat as we go. So this will be fairly high level. So if there's anything you're really interested in, please ask in the chat or follow the links that we're dropping in the chat, and you can click on those and dive in a bit deeper. Sound okay? So tell us in the chat what you guys are most excited about this back to school. We would love to hear from you. All right, as I mentioned, we're going to kick things off with admins and leaders. And it's hard to see from this image, but a quick shout out to Miami-Dade College for not only using Kahoot in class for students, especially those hybrid students, but also using it for educator professional development, as you can see here. So it's a great tool, not only for kids, but also for the big kids as well. So that's great, and thank you so much. And I think it's the versatility that many admins and leaders like in our solution that we have for institutions called Kahoot EDU. Now inside, what's in the box, really, we have the full toolkit, I think, for educators. And many of the features that we have for educators are actually also available for students. And then we're also building out a whole array of features for admins and leaders, which we're going to touch on a few today. So let's jump into that. The first is that, Kahoot EDU now integrates with a wide variety of edtech tools. And new this fall, Kahoot EDU will integrate with LMSs, so like Canvas, Schoology, Brightspace, D2L, and Blackboard. So all of your admin dreams of coming true, we're getting these LMS integrations in place. And hopefully these will add a new dimension of how Kahoot can really be used asynchronously to distribute Kahoots, for example, for homework, and even for things like lightweight grading and doing things like participation and attendance. So it's a brave new world for us. So we're so excited to be able to bring LMS integrations to everybody now. We have some other news around integrations, and that is that Kahoot EDU now supports Clever Secure Sync, making it super duper easy to onboard and manage your entire school or district to Kahoot EDU. And so tell us if your school or district is using Clever today. You can let us know in the chat. And you can see also there's an email address that you could reach out to us for more info on that. We want to support you guys and get you up and running with Kahoot EDU. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about AI, which obviously isn't only for admins. It's also a very powerful tool for educators and students. And it's actually a superpower really to really, create, host, report, and also study, self-study as well. And most importantly, we hear from educators that AI is saving them a ton of time and making them more productive. And hopefully, with the tools that we're producing for you guys, you can give a bit of that time back to your students, not to mention your friends and families. As I like to say, our AI tool is saving Sunday evenings for everybody, where you're not having to make Kahoots. You can actually enjoy that with your friends and family. So to date, we have made it easy to generate Kahoots with AI using prompts, and you can upload PDFs. And just now we've actually added website URLs. So that's all great, and that's going to help you make Kahoots really fast. But what I'm really excited about this back to school is that, we're going to be able to generate Kahoots from trusted sources. Now, the feedback we've gotten from educators and admins is that they want to be able to create Kahoots from a much more narrow data set to ensure the quality and the high degree relevance. So this fall, again, we're going to be introducing this feature that you can create Kahoots from specific trusted sources, starting with our friends at Wikipedia. So let's have a look at that one in action. All right, so here we go. We're in the Kahoot Creator, clicking on this prompt basically, and you're going to choose the source, URL, PDF, or Wikipedia. In the Wikipedia, which is awesome, you can actually choose from all of the languages available. So of course, there's different wikis depending on the language. I'm a geography teacher today, so I'm going to be interested in the highest mountains. Plenty of different articles to choose from here. So scanning this to see what could be interesting for my students. And yeah, I'm going to go to the list of the highest mountains. I'm going to generate that. I'm going to generate this as a format, as a quiz. So that's an important distinction. You can also do presentation. The skill level will be intermediate and the tone of voice conversational. And as you can see here, we've actually added a bunch of really beautiful looking Getty images to these questions. And then we've done it in seconds. So I think that's the most important thing. It didn't take us all day to do this. It just took us seconds. And voila, we have an amazing Kahoot using a trusted source from Wikipedia. Looking good, right? All right, so let's move on. The other thing, of course, is that Kahoot EDU will also enable you as an admin to actually turn off AI as needed. We fully appreciate that not all schools and districts are on the AI train just yet, and that's perfectly fine for us. So within Kahoot EDU, you can, of course, turn it all off as you need to. And all of our features are available in Kahoot EDU, as I mentioned already, or Kahoot Plus Gold if you're an individual teacher. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about content. Now, first, we have we've created some brand new things called channels. We're really happy to have partnered with Disney to create our first back to school channel. We also have our own back to school channel that we're building out. You can follow these and keep up to date with all of the cool stuff coming from Disney here, and of course, all of our different channels out there now. And I think the team will probably drop a couple of links in the chat, so you can click on those to sort of explore what that is, what that looks like. And next up, we're going to be bringing you curriculum aligned content because we've heard a lot of requests for this, so we've been working very hard over the summer to bring this to you guys. So this will allow you to really tag your Kahoots with standards, Common Core, NGSS, or CFR in Europe, as well as hopefully some state level are coming this fall as well. It'll allow you to search with standards. So if you know the specific standard, you can find Kahoots with those standards. And we will, of course, want to add those standards to reports so you can actually see how learning outcomes are tracking along. And this, I believe, is available now. I just got word that this is actually available on the platform already. So this is, of course, fantastic. So let's have a quick look at what that looks like today. So here I am back in the creator and I'm creating a Kahoot. Now I have the option to add some standards. In this case, I'm going to add some science standards for my 6 to 8 grade 8s, and I'm going to add the actual standard codes because I know what those are. And bang, there you go, done. Now I'm able to save that. And then later on, when I'm actually going into the library, I can see that those are, of course, tagged, and I can learn about a little bit more what those standards are. And again, we are looking to do search as well. So if you are in the search, you will be able to actually do a search for those tags. So that's looking pretty cool too. All right, look, last up in this section, and I have 2 more sections. Plus, we have some amazing things coming from Pekka as well. So lots more to tell you. What I wanted to share is we've actually launched a high contrast game option to improve accessibility for users with mild to moderate visual impairments. This really, as you can see, will really enhance the color contrast, making it easier for all students to participate fully. And you may be asking, so, okay, that's great. So how do I turn that on? Not a lot of people know about this. That's our bad. We need to do a better job about making sure you can find this. But maybe Hannah, later you can actually show this as well, or have somebody show everybody. But there's a little wheel in the corner of the Kahoot when you're playing Kahoot where it's actually able to control quite a few settings. In this case, the increased contrast is available in that settings menu, as well as a very important at the very top. I don't know if you can see that one up there. It's called Show Questions and Answers. That's another pretty popular, I would say, setting that if you haven't discovered yet is a real game changer for those of you who are, you have a small screen or a giant class, or you just basically want to make it a little bit easier for everybody to play along. Turn that one on and everybody gets questions and answers on their device. So there's a few things there. I know the team will also drop a link in the chat for some more great tips on accessibility. We're very much committed to this, so do have a look at that link and have a read through. All right, so let's have a look at some new features for educators and the students. So I think it's fair to say we already showed you a few of them, some AI features, for example. Those are, of course, really going to help educators save time. But we do have some ones that are, I think, more specific for the classroom. So I don't know if you've tried these out yet, but hopefully we'll play a few game modes. But we've launched game modes to really give you more ways to play with your kids. It's a really great way, for example, to use the existing Kahoots you have and just reuse them and repeat them with your kids to make sure that they are fully learning the material. And if you haven't tried them yet, all you got to do is find one of them on the platform, click it, and it's free to try it out. So I think that's going to be something that's on your homework list for this back to school, is to try one of our game modes. But what I wanted to show you today was something probably a little bit less exciting. I'm excited about it, but maybe it's not as exciting as Robot Run. But this is called lecture mode. And I think it will be an entirely new way to use Kahoot. It will be great for introducing new material. Really will help you control the pace of the Kahoot / lecture. You'll be able to hide the scoreboard and the podium as needed. And you can also reduce animations. You can see it's hard to see from the image there, but you can see the look is a little bit different, maybe a little bit more polished, a little bit less playful, if I do say so myself. But I think it's a really great way to introduce new material and really will also, I think, be quite useful for accessibility, going back to accessibility, especially being able to reduce those animations and maybe hide the podium or in the scoreboard as needed. So that's coming up this fall. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but it's coming up very soon. Lecture mode. Now, sticking with the sort of presentations theme, we are also going to make it easier for you to make presentations that you can use in lecture mode. And the first feature that we've actually launched already is called the Google Slide Sync. And that is a way for you to basically import all your Google Slides into Kahoot and keep them all synced up. So if any changes you make in your Google Slide deck, boom, they're updated in your Kahoot. So no more copying and making PDFs and things like that. It should all just happen fairly instantly. It's also a great way. So if you have an existing Google Slides presentation and you just need a little bit extra punch, you need a little bit more engagement, it's a really great way to just add that slide deck into Kahoot and then make it a Kahoot that is, yeah, just a little bit more hopefully engaging. Again, you could use lecture mode for that as well and really dazzle your audience. Now, coming soon, we'll also have the PowerPoint sync. Not quite done that one yet, but Google Slide Sync is here right now in Kahoot Plus Gold for individual teachers and, of course, Kahoot EDU for schools. All right, let's talk about a few other kinds of game modes that we have. We have so many different ways to play. I know everyone's very busy, but if you could just play around with the platform a little bit, you'll find that there are so many cool ways that you can use Kahoot these days that you won't even recognize it really. There's so many cool things to do inside the platform. One of the things that we've done is we've added some not only competitive class modes or game modes like you're probably more familiar with, we actually have some collaborative class game modes. I think a really good version of this is called the multiplayer Snoopy Fractions game. Now, the idea here is that students can really solve fraction puzzles to collect cookies that they basically can pull together to help fuel Snoopy's travel through space. Doesn't that sound fun? That sounds super fun. All right, let's have a look to see what that looks like. All right, so you can see on the right, that's what the student sees on their device. They are answering their fraction questions, and then as they get questions right, they're actually contributing to Snoopy's ability to fly through space. Of course, everyone's excited about this because they're all working together to get Snoopy into orbit. Yeah, good times. Okay, so I've showed you guys so much stuff already. Maybe you're feeling a little dizzy, wondering, thanks, Sean, for all those features, but like, how does it all sort of fit together? And to really help you answer that, I'd like to introduce Pekka, my good friend Pekka, who will walk us through our new pedagogical model called the Kahoot Learning Experience. Hey, Pekka.
Hi, Sean. And thank you. So, hi, everybody. I'm Pekka, and working as a professional development expert here at Kahoot. I'm super excited to introduce the Kahoot Learning Experience for you all. And here it is. Sean already showed you the latest research results, which reveals that Kahoot improves learning outcomes significantly. We also know that there are lots of teachers who are already using Kahoot in a pedagogically great and effective ways. And now we want to be sure that all teachers can achieve awesome classroom results with Kahoot. And for that, we have created this model called Kahoot Learning Experience. This model highlights how Kahoot can be used pedagogically effectively in teaching and learning, from preparation all the way to celebrating collective learning achievements, and how teachers can support students' entire learning cycle from motivation to mastery. I'll walk you through, and let's begin with saving time, because the surveys that we have done are indicating that the number one thing teachers hope to have are tools that save their valuable time. As of today, we have over 100 million free Kahoots for everyone to choose from, and around 80 million of those are created by teachers. So you are always able to search for a Kahoot that perfectly fits your needs. For efficient preparation, we also have, for example, curriculum-aligned content, Google Slide Sync, and AI Assist Kahoot Creator, all of which were introduced you earlier by Sean. These are all really great tools, and I recommend you to take a closer look at each of them. Next one is impactful instruction, and Kahoot is a powerful tool for this, especially when used as an interactive presentation tool or when educators are facilitating classroom discussions with Kahoot. We have a lecture mode coming out soon, as Sean mentioned, and if someone wants to use, for example, flipped classroom method, Kahoot is an excellent tool for that too. Next is our playful practice, and for that we have team and game modes that can be used, for example, for collaborative learning. Sean already showed you something from those. We have a variety of self-study modes and features that Sean will introduce you more closely in a few minutes. Kahoot can be used also for assigning tasks, for example, for homework. And one really good tip is to let students create Kahoots on their own and to present those to their classmates. For effective assessment, we have advanced reporting tool that can be used for capturing useful information for student learning. Kahoot can be used for assessment, from quick pulse checks to formative assessment and tracking class progress. It helps educators when giving feedback or targeting instruction to all students. Kahoot also gives immediate feedback to students, and that can be used for self-reflection and self-assessment. After the instruction, practice, and assessment phases, it's time for remediation and more personalized practice when there is a need for more differentiated instruction. And with exit tickets, educators can be sure that all students have achieved necessary knowledge and skills. And finally, after hard work from teachers and students, it's time to celebrate group achievements. And for that, Kahoot offers class rewards. And actually, later today, Podrick will show you a really cool new feature that we have for celebrating group achievements. So stay tuned. Okay, so in this slide, you'll see our dedicated channel for Kahoot learning experience. So if you want to learn quickly and easily how to use these tools in pedagogically great ways, check this Kahoot channel. In there, you'll find professional development courses for educators that are highly educational, but takes only 10 minutes of your time. There are courses like learn how to generate Kahoots with AI in 10 minutes, learn how to create interactive lessons in 10 minutes, or learn how to use Kahoot reports in 10 minutes. If you want to learn even more, join our Kahoot Certified for Schools program. We have created 3 courses, 30 minutes each, and named as Bronze, Silver, and Gold. And these are for you to become the ultimate Kahoot superstar. With these courses, you'll learn how to use the best available Kahoot tools effectively. So to get certified, just go to kahoot.com/certified. Once completing each of the courses, you'll of course get a diploma and a cool digital badge. And as you can see here, these courses are very well received by lots of teachers, and many are posting to social media about their accomplishments. As Zeni Ulloa posted last month, I didn't make it to Paris for the Olympic Games, but I did get gold for Kahoot Certified for Schools. So I will leave you now with a video that shows you how students and classes have been reacting to Kahoot during this back to school season. Sean will continue right after the video, and I hope to see all of you to become certified soon.
Kahoot can do what? Head over to Kahoot. I've been teaching for 16 years. It's still one of my students' favorites. Click on create. We're gonna do a short interactive lesson. This is where it gets exciting. That's right, we have AI assisted Kahoot generators now.
Kahoot は私にとって最高の学びのツールです。
And it is just the cool place to be.
Well, thanks again, Pekka, and great to see that activity in the classrooms, and even better to learn about how it all comes together with the Kahoot learning experience. So I'll bring this presentation home by having a look at what's in store for students this back to school. And, we really want to provide students with new, engaging self-study experiences that can help put them in charge of their own learning, giving them that agency that they need to really take charge. And so what we have done is we've created an all new practice mode. We've created the flashcards 2.0. I think, it's safe to say that Kahoot is really putting the flash back in flashcards. I don't have any examples today, but trust me, if you go on the platform and try it out, they are amazing. And of course, the solo game modes. So you saw some of the examples of the live classroom game modes. Well, guess what? We've actually created solo modes for kids to actually play on their own as well. And what's more, we actually have some amazing math games from our Dragon Box studio, who are really the wizards of math. They really create some of the coolest math games out there, including what's coming up is the all-new Wash Wash Operations, where you can solve a series of math operations to clean up the animals. In this case, a snail. So who hasn't wanted to clean up a snail? So yeah, that looks amazing. Kids are going to have a lot of fun playing that one. And not just for little kids, actually older kids can actually have some cool stuff too. In this case, they can turn their notes into smart study sets using an AI scanning feature in the Kahoot app. So all they got to do is just snap an image of the notes, and the app will instantly create a Kahoot in seconds for them to study with. So now it's definitely worth taking good notes for all those kids out there. And consequently, we also hear from teachers that they love this feature because, of course, it saves an absolute ton of time as well. Now, last year we introduced rewards in the app, and we will continue to build that with new seasons. So this season we have a back to school season happening right now. And we are now, what's I think cool is that we're now expanding what goes in the rewards system. So now we have not only characters, but we also have new app icons and even new skins for the app. So plenty of ways to really reward kids for their learning efforts. Of course, Halloween is really one of our favorite times of year, and that's coming up very, very soon. So we have a whole new season of Halloween rewards arriving on October 1st. And yep, and no year would be complete without a Halloween game mode. And of course, characters coming along is that all, of course, dropping on the 1st of October. So it's safe to say it's going to be spooktacular. I think I'm at a new record, Hannah, for dad jokes in this particular session today. So, all right. So I hope everybody really was able to get a good view of everything that's coming up this back to school. It was really, as you can see, quite a tour de force. I'm curious, what did you guys like best? Please let us know in the chat. We'd love to get your feedback. And then as Pekka already sort of mentioned, and maybe you saw some hints in the Kahoots earlier, we have one more thing coming up, which my colleague Porik will tell you more about after a few minutes. So do stick around for that. And most importantly, and hopefully you found some inspiration on how you can achieve awesome classroom results with Kahoot this back to school. So just as a reminder, we have some great offers on this back to school for Kahoot Plus Gold. And please send us an email about Kahoot EDU if you're interested, especially all you folks that are on Clever. But thanks again, everybody, for choosing Kahoot. Wishing you all an awesome back to school and a school year ahead.